What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is NCIS Season 13, Episode 7. Still kind of freaks me out that it's Season 13, and still probably one of my more favorite shows. And this is, it's nothing big to talk about. It's nothing like, holy crap, this episode is amazing. It's another good episode. One of the aspects about this season so far that I really like is that McGee is kind of immune to DiNozzo's jokes and tricks now. Like, for the past 12 seasons, however long they've known each other, it's always been Tony makes jokes, McGee gets all worked up, and that's been part of the humor of it. Now the humor has become Tony makes jokes, and McGee's just like, okay, DiNozzo, go ahead. Yeah, I got a manicure. Go ahead, talk about it. A lot of people get manicures. And, it's changed a bit, and I like that. I like that the humor has changed. It's not the same stuff. It's still DiNozzo trying to pick on McGee, but now it's McGee just saying, whatever, I don't care anymore. And so, as far as this episode goes, like I said, it's nothing really shocking or anything like that. Although the previews for next week have got me really interested to see what's happening next week. Calling it an unforgettable episode, but I'll review that when it comes. This episode is about you've got two parts of the episode, all revolving around the same crime. The first one is you find out Ducky, because he doesn't really have a personal life right now, has become a part of this group of Sherlocks. But they've made a group and they solve crimes together, or not really solve them, but come up with theories for them. And the victim is actually the father of a man who was arrested years ago for a certain crime, and the Sherlock group don't believe that no. I can't remember exactly how they were connected. They were looking into it, I think. But anyway, the victim's son was in jail for a crime that he did not commit. And so that's part of the episode. They're trying to help out NCIS with the crime. A little bit of humor because the lady, of course, like all of the... if there's a lady that is 50 or over in the show, she's gonna flirt with with Gibbs, because Gibbs has the charm on the old ladies. And so she's flirting with him a lot. That's part of the humor. There's the younger one of the group. His name is Lyle, and you got the lady is Watson, and the bald guy that is really good friends with Ducky is Sherlock, and then you've got Lyle. He's just the third party in the group. And so he's sitting there trying to come up with reasons why they can't help NCIS, and he's just, what's your name? Lyle. Shut up, Lyle. Just a little later on, Lyle's saying something, Ducky's like, shut up, Lyle. It's just, I don't know, he was fun for them to pick on. But anyway, the actual case itself, like I said, victim's son in jail, crime he didn't commit. I never really... Maybe I wasn't paying attention as well as I thought I was, because I don't remember them giving a reason why he killed this guy's dad. Why the killer did it. But I assume it had something to do with... the killer was the actual killer back when the other guy got arrested. I honestly can't remember names right now, so I'm gonna go innocent guy, killer, victim, and then innocent guy's daughter. Those are the four main players in this. And then I'll go past victim for the guy that died originally. No, he didn't die. Can't remember what happened now. I'm sorry, my mind is kind of frantic after Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. tonight. So basically, innocent guy is blamed for this, because hairs were found on past victim's body. Yeah, he was killed, wasn't he? Hairs were found, and Abby was the forensic scientist back then too, and she used a test, microscopic hair analysis, I think it was called. And as the Sherlock group is looking through all of this, they see that and say it's completely unreliable test. Which, it was back in the day, like, I want to say 99, I think. That doesn't sound right. Maybe. It was a while ago though, so they didn't have as strong DNA test that they do now. So she did this test and found him to be guilty, and turns out he wasn't. And she does find out later that she does an actual test that they have now, and discovers that the hairs are different. And so of course that's the main conflict of the story for her, is that now she sent an innocent man to prison for a long time, and this is all based on a mistake that she made, and she's struggling with that the whole time. But I think it's actually the guy that he was close friends with. The killer, he was close friends with innocent guy, and he was actually taking care of innocent guy's daughter, which I find interesting because innocent guy actually took the fall for him. I think. I can't. Oh no, he didn't know. I'm sorry, got that mixed up too. But he was struggling with the fact that he let his friend go to jail for him. He could have stepped up and said something, but he didn't, and so he was struggling with that the whole time. And whenever innocent guy's dad, the new victim, I think he was gonna say something maybe, and that's why killer killed him. I was very unclear on that part, but I think that's the reason why. I think his innocent guy's dad was looking into the case, was finding some clues that didn't match up, and so killer silenced him. But it was a fairly straightforward episode. Nothing too surprising. It wasn't bad. It just they have a lot of those cases that don't really tie into anything else. They're just another case, and most of the time have some sort of payoff. And in this one, it was at the very end. The guy's finally getting released from prison, innocent guy, and he gets to see his daughter. And Abby and Gibbs are there, and he's like, "Thank you, both of you." And Abby's like, "I'm Abby Shuto." He's like, "I know who you are." And she's like, "But I'm the one that sent you to prison." He's like, "No, you're the one that got me out of prison." And it's just this really touching moment. You're like, faith in humanity restored. But like I said, emotional payoff in the end, and that's what this show always does really well. Even if the cases are sometimes forgettable, even if the storylines going on are kind of, what just happened? There's always some emotional payoff, and that's one of the great things about this show. Besides, obviously the humor is always spot on. But that's about it for this episode. Fairly straightforward case. Good, strong emotional payoff in the end, and still good humor. So, NCIS, doing it again. But I'll see you guys at the next review. Peace out.